Hey everybody, how you guys doing? So I'm just here to kind of give everybody a quick little announcement on. I'm just here to give everybody a quick little announcement here. Hey everybody, how you guys doing? So I'm just here to kind of give everybody a quick. Sorry about that. Anyways, hi everybody. Can somebody out there tell me if you can hear me just fine? If there's any feedback or anything like that? Thumbs up or something. All right. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, cool. Great. So anyways, it's great to have everybody here. I'm really excited to kind of bring everybody to the table here to talk about some of the announcements that are happening today. As all of you know, today we are launching the first ability to invest into a SEEDGerminator project, that project being Poppy. So with that, I'm just going to give everybody a quick little rundown on what Poppy is and kind of some of the changes that are going on. So obviously, Poppy is a. Sorry, give me just a minute here. So obviously, Poppy is a POS platform to allow any retailers or point of service clients to accept Tron. And really, what the most important piece of this is it's going to allow anybody to walk into a store and kind of make a purchase as they want with Tron. So it's a pretty huge project. It's something we've been working on actually for quite some time, and we've actually managed to find a couple of partners here in Los Angeles that are willing to bring us into doing this live. So this is great. This is obviously going to be a pretty massive undertaking. A part of it is going to be to go ahead and incorporate things like a Tron card, as well as an application that allows payment via Seed. This is all to kind of ensure a more connected Tron and POS integration. So anyways, today is obviously the launch of this. It's a big undertaking. We've put together a pretty solid team here. We have myself, Stash, Angel, some of the people that you know, as well as a team based here in Los Angeles that is going to be coming in to help support us on this. The most interesting kind of thing that came out recently is our announcement that Clover is going to actually be able to support this, which means that at any Clover point of sale locations, you're going to be able to step in and actually accept the application update into the POS, so you can do a Tron payment per process, which is great. So I'm just kind of waiting here in case anybody has any questions. For those of you that may be listening on other channels, the only area that I'm able to see questions is actually on the YouTube. So obviously there's a lot there with Poppy moving forward. There is another recent update which came through today, and this is going to be regarding accepting TRX on the Tron platform itself. So today we've gone out and we launched SEEDGerminator last Friday. With that came a flood of projects in, and basically what this is it's shown us how active this community is, how many developers are actually out there that actually want to participate. And this is a platform which can very easily transcend the Sesameseed community into servicing the greater Tron community as well. It's not something that's easy for us to marry, though. So really, the important piece that we took away here was how do we stay true to our community while still allowing this sort of outside investment. And the best model for this is for us to go ahead and say, we're going to strongly encourage seed token investments. And to do that, we're going to provide very, very good incentives for anyone that invests seed tokens into a project. Take Poppy, for example. Anybody that submits a Poppy token directly into a DApp or a project is going to receive 5 times the rewards back they would if they were to invest a single Tron token. So in this way, we're still servicing our community as best we can. So both of these are going to get sent to the same address. We're all set up to kind of watch this and to watch both seed tokens and TRX tokens come in, and you can actually sit down and watch on the SEEDGerminator platform as these funds come in. Like I said, though, for every Sesameseed, for every seed token that's deposited, you're going to be receiving back 5 of Poppy's tokens versus 1 TRX. You're going to be receiving 1 TRX back. And this is going to be the model that we adopt going forward. Kind of the most important piece of this is to really incentivize people to, one, invest seed tokens into the DApp, but 2, it's also to incentivize people to hold seed token. So part of that second piece there is going to be to really encourage some kind of return back to all seed holders. And what that's going to be is it's essentially going to be Sesameseed's stake in that project. Let's say Sesameseed takes on a 5 or 10% stake into a project. Well, that's going to be distributed back to Sesameseed directly. Sesameseed is then going to take that return and distribute it back to all seed holders based on the amount of seed tokens that they have in that 80-10-10 distribution. So if we're receiving 100,000 seed tokens a month from a DApp, 80,000 of that are going to be taken and distributed back to all seed token holders in proportion to how much they have in their wallets. So in this way, you have a couple of different incentives. You have, one, how you are going to invest your seed tokens into a project, which is going to provide you the best possible incentive into investing. 2, you could choose not to. You could invest TRX or Tron tokens into it. And 3, you're going to actually be receiving an ongoing return just for holding the seed tokens, much in the way that we do seed it today. So for that, just a little bit more detail on that, I suppose, is so everyone knows how we currently do the seed distribution is a flat distribution across all seed holders that meet certain criteria. With these new SEEDGerminator projects, we're actually going to scale them, and the distribution is going to be in proportion to the amount of seed that you hold. So the more seed that you hold, the more rewards that you're going to be receiving for all of these ongoing projects. Obviously, seeded has been established. We're going to follow that model, but going forward, anything new coming in is going to adhere to this new kind of design. So, any other questions out there? Are we going live with the new Odyssey 3.1? Yes, so we actually are in the process of going live with Odyssey 3.1. As everyone may be aware, Tron was doing some extensive testing with this. A lot of SRs have been kind of working through this to kind of update. We're working on the 3.0 version, that the new 3.1 is out. Some SRs have actually gone forward to upgrade that. We have upgraded several of our servers to the new 3.1, but we are not yet ready to do the upgrade of the main server to our to 3.1. We'll be obviously making a formal announcement the moment that piece kicks in. So let me take a look here and see. There's a few questions here. So So yeah, there are some questions here that I'm seeing on the 5-to-1 kind of ratio. We really came to that specifically for Poppy, just because that's going to be our first test of this. This is obviously the first time something like this has existed on Tron. And we don't know exactly what to expect the outcome to be. Most importantly, we're going to be seeing that by encouraging seed token investment as well as TRX investment, all of the Tron community is going to have the ability to contribute. By doing that, we can kind of build a more robust, active ecosystem, but it really comes down to ensuring that developers have a platform that they can go to, put together a solid proposal, pitch it to the community, and receive funding. That's what we're trying to do here. Is we're trying to help the network grow, and we're trying to ensure that it does so in a more responsible way, instead of some of the current systems that are out there. All right, let me just take a look here. What do you suppose the time it will take to see Poppy token return? So regarding the Poppy token returns, it's very difficult to kind of gauge what that will be. Obviously, Poppy is a massive undertaking for us. The most important thing is going to be ensuring that it operates as a stable company. As I mentioned, that we have a team here in LA that's going to be undertaking things like the actual test launches, the incorporating these into a few retail locations, and ensuring that people are able to effectively test this in the real world. We expect those kind of pieces to start happening in late December, and we expect to start seeing actual functional units in the wild probably early next year. Because Poppy is going to be returning 1% profit on its back to, because Poppy is going to be charging a 1% transaction fee across the board, there's going to be an immediate source of income. The community is obviously going to be funding it to get to launch. They're ensuring that it has enough runway to operate properly. So we could see very quickly some returns coming directly from Poppy in early next year. I anticipate it's going to be similar to SEEDit, where we see this kind of slow start and ramp up as we go. But I do expect that as we move into more locations, we're going to see a significant impact. So I suppose I should talk a little bit about that. Some of the partners that we've found out here in Los Angeles have many retail locations. They currently operate this POS system to date, and they're very open to blockchain, this kind of integration. So by proposing this to clients here in Los Angeles, we're really going to have a nice solid base where people can walk in and actually utilize POS and Tron at the same time. So let's see here. Okay, so how long is the funding round? The funding round for Poppy is 45 days or 6 weeks, and that starts today. So you can immediately go on to SEEDGerminator.sesameseed.com.org. I apologize, to take a look at some of the SKUs that are out there. And you will see that Poppy is listed there. It's available for funding. You can start contributing to it now. And as you do, we will be recording that until the project is closed. Once it's reached its hard cap or the time has expired, it'll be closed. Tokens will be issued and returned to everybody that invested in it. If it does not reach its hard cap, we're going to, if it does not reach its soft cap within that time frame, we're going to consider it not approved for funding, and we're going to redistribute all those funds back to those that originally made the deposit. Sorry, guys. So any other questions out there? So when will we see POS go live in the stores you're talking about? So right now we're considering testing in stores at the end of this year. A part of this is going to be a pop-up which we have planned. It's actually in the white paper, which you can review today. There will be a pop-up retail location in which we debut the POS in operation, the Tron card, the ability to pay by tip, seed it, things like that, and the wallet integration. We're expecting to launch that big marketing push at the end of this year, late December. If you're in the Los Angeles area, you'll have the ability to walk into a store, to order a card, to actually utilize it at some of these test stores, and then in early next year, you'll have the ability to actually start using this or requesting it from some of your other from some known store locations. So let me just take a look here. Okay. Here. Let me just take a look here and see if there's any other questions. Yeah, it seems as though we are having a slight delay in the SEEDGerminator investment section. That is in the process of being updated. I know that everybody's working on that in the background because we are seeing a slight delay. According to, actually, it may be fixed. I could be totally mistaken. Okay. Okay. So other areas besides Los Angeles. So Los Angeles is our debut point just because that's where a lot of us are based, and it's where we have a good traction going. Clover is extremely popular here in Los Angeles, and it's going to be very easy for us to integrate and start going into other store locations to get this live. But essentially, anywhere that has a Clover POS system is going to be eligible for this. It's going to be a very simple update. There's going to be no cost to the actual retailer. They're simply going to have to update their system. We will likely have our own hardware dedicated to this so that you can utilize NFC payments as well. So yes, it'll be available anywhere outside of Los Angeles, provided that the retail location does update their Clover system to this. So regarding the actual payment methods, I know we've talked a little bit about how they're going to update, but they're going to be retailers are going to be able to utilize things like Tron card, which is something that we're issuing, as well as seed it to tip to or any standard wallet transaction. Clover nationwide. So this is actually kind of an interesting point here, is because of the way that we have actually gone forward with approval. It's not going to require nationwide approval per se. It will outside of the United States, but within the United States, we're very well covered. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, the Tron card. So the Tron card itself, this is actually taking quite a bit of effort. This was originally meant to be more or less a private key secured onto a card itself, but it will likely be a multi-sig card that is going to allow people to make safe transactions with it. In this way, if it's ever lost or stolen, it can be very easily replaced. it's essentially going to operate as a wallet itself, you know, in so few terms. And what will happen is you'll be able to make deposits directly to your card from any other Tron wallet, and you'll be able to then use that card at any location that accepts it. Some of the additional features that we are trying to include with this card would be things like an easy way to reference with our application, that you can use the app and the card to easily send P2P. So if you have a person or a friend nearby that you want to send money to, you can take a picture of the card, possibly use NFC to do direct transactions between each other, as well as using a standard wallet transfer, seed it, things like that. So let me take a look here. So I'm actually seeing that on the Seedit site, some people are not able to view the actual backers and seed investment, but I can see here that it is appearing. If you've made a deposit into that address, please try refreshing your page to see if it appears properly. Yes. Yep. So regarding, I see a question here about holding seed and then using your seed versus not. Yes, if you simply hold seed, you do not choose to invest, you are going to get a reward. The reward is going to be the standard one, as I had mentioned before. Sesameseed will be receiving a monthly reward just like individuals do. It's going to be taking 80% of that and redistributing it back to the community in proportion to seed tokens held. So by simply holding seed, you are going to be able to still participate in this as a part of the community. Poppy going on an exchange in the future. There is no plan for Poppy itself to go onto an exchange. It's obviously going to be utilizing an exchange to do the current rates, probably something like CoinMarketCap to basically to reference the value of things in store. But the Poppy token itself is really just meant to be a representation of your participation in Poppy. That's just here at launch. No additional tokens are going to be issued. What's actually going to happen, and part of why we can't issue tokens as you deposit into this, is that for every token contributed, we're going to be returning 1 token back if it's in TRX, 5 back, and if it's in seed. And we can't issue the exact amount of tokens that we need to until we've seen all of the backers. So at the end of this, 100% of the supply will be in circulation amongst you investors. And those tokens are going to be rewarded on just as it's stated in the white paper today. So let's take a look here, see if there's anything else you guys have. Yeah, so somebody transfer Poppy tokens. Yes, we can. Poppy is a basic token. It can be transferred just like any other basic token. And we're going to be using it in the exact same way that we use seed, which is every time that we're ramping up to do a distribution, we're going to take a look at every wallet that holds a seed token at a snapshot time, which is the first of the month at midnight UTC. And we're going to be taking a snapshot of all wallets that hold the token, and those are the wallets that are going to be receiving the reward. CG programs besides Poppy. So there's quite a bit going on right now. There's a large variety of projects. I can obviously speak to Eggies. which is being developed by Stash, one of our own, and it looks to be a fantastic project. He has a really good. I've seen his white paper; it's very good. It seems like a very strong model. I think that's definitely going to be a success for Aggies itself as well as for the community. I think that that's a very good win. Beyond that, I can say that there is one very large project on the horizon that I believe everyone is going to be exposed to this week. I believe that is going to be listed as a coming soon this week for potential investment later in the month. I think that's pretty excited. I can say that I've seen 5 or 6 other applications come in that look very strong. Some of these are going to be listed very soon, and I'm personally working with a lot of the developers on these just to ensure that the right documentation is there and put forward. Could we invest all of our seeds we hold or only a percentage? You can invest as much as you'd like. That's completely up to you. The more that you invest, the more return you're going to get, obviously. So that's entirely up to you. I can say that for those that missed the 80-10-10, could you explain that real quick again? Sure. So 80-10-10, basically individuals are going to be rewarded based off of their standard individual investment. For those that do not invest, but they hold seed token, they're going to be rewarded as well. And they're going to be rewarded from SEEDGerminator's share of that organization. So, for example, on Poppy, if it's putting up 200,000 seed tokens, it's going to receive 5 times that back, because it's 5 to 1, so that would be 1 million Poppy tokens back. It's going to receive a reward. 80% of that reward is going to be distributed back to all seed holders. 10% is going to go back into the developer fund, and 10% to be used to operate the organization itself. So I hope that explains it. So we can invest in all of our seed. All of it is perfectly fine. Great. So let's take a look here. Who owns a huge amount? Okay, so yeah, this is actually a very good point regarding the seed token itself. A lot of seed tokens are going to be put here, and the big concern is what's going to happen. Is that project going to have a massive bank of seed? And the answer is no. Sesameseed is requiring that that everything is funded in TRX. There's actually a very nice post that we have out there on Medium that I recommend that you look at. You can see it in the Telegram chat. They have a ton of information there, as well as on our Medium blog. But essentially, it describes this. Sesameseed is going to be operating as more or less an escrow for all of these seed tokens. We're going to be receiving them in. We are not going to be distributing them directly back to the developer. Instead, we'll convert them. We're going to be converting them through an exchange. The only exchange that exists is the redemption program. So we're basically going to take those seed. We're going to burn them 1-to-1 for Tron, and we're going to take that amount of Tron and provide it back to the developer. So those seed tokens will no longer be a part of the circulating supply. So I hope that answers that question there. Richard, so yeah, that's it. You just send there. We track everything by simply sending it to that address. For Poppy, we can see who's made deposits, and that's the address that's going to be rewarded. If it doesn't reach the soft cap, that's the address it's going to be returned to. Yep. Yes, you can invest in Poppy now. Projects will not be funded unless they reach the soft cap. When will I see Stash on cam? Everybody's going to be seeing Stash on cam on the 29th, as well as Arian will be there as well, and Angel, and I believe Rovac and I are all going to be in Madrid. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that date before I say it too loudly here. Give me 1 second. It is going to be on the, September 29th. Oh, no, 28th. I apologize. On Friday, September 28th, myself, Aaron, Stash, Angel, I believe Rovac are all going to be in Madrid. We're going to host a meetup. It's going to be great. Going to be a lot of fun. Very cool to see the community in Madrid, Spain. So anybody that's free, wants to come, please do. We're still shopping around for a venue. We're kind of finalizing that now. But obviously, there's a lot. We have quite a bit going on today. I know I've shouted out to a lot of the rest of the community, so I think that there's going to be a lot of the other community names there as well, I hope. And yeah, come out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's welcome. On that note, we actually have a meetup today. So the meetup is today here in Los Angeles with Tron. I know Tion and Angela from Tron are both going to be attending. We have a pretty substantial guest list set up. It's going to be at 1212 in Santa Monica. I'm expecting it to be a pretty good turnout. A lot of developers, some investors, things like that. And yeah, myself, I'll be there. I believe Mike, Humpty will be there. I hope I didn't miss anybody. And yeah, it's great. Cool. Thank you, Arian. I appreciate it. So on that note, we've been going here for about half an hour. Any other questions? I'm pretty wide open here. So whatever you guys got. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to be wrapping this up. When people invest in seed, get back the profits in seed. Yes. So if you invest in seed, you're going to be receiving a reward back in seed. That's how we do our rewards. Everything is going out as seed token. And as we all know, seed token carries its own benefits as well. It's a voting token and things like that. So we'll have plenty of questions in Telegram. Yeah, you're right, JT. Yeah, you're right. There's going to be tons of questions in Telegram. So can we pull our seed back out at any time? No. Once you've invested in this and the soft cap has been met, it's going to be considered funded. What that means is that you're going to be receiving a Poppy token in relation to that. That's going to be it. If you invest TRX, if you invest seed, no matter what, you're going to be receiving a Poppy token back once the soft cap has been met. There's going to be no way to do the return back. I hope that helps. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. We'll keep it short. 35 minutes is pretty good. And I look forward to seeing people tonight here in Los Angeles. I look forward to seeing people in Madrid. And all right. So thank you all so much. Bye.